But now let's have some calls on this topic, whether there needs to be a cull of XL bully dogs because they're causing so much trouble. 0207 862 2222. Tell us what you think. A grandmother was mauled to death by two suspected XL bullies in Clacton-on-Sea, Essex. Police are still waiting for the breed to be confirmed. Esther Martin was babysitting her grandson on Saturday when the fatal attack happened. A 39-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of dangerous dog offences and remains in custody. Miss Martin's daughter Sonia has said there were two adult XL bullies and 6 puppies at the property where the attack happened.
As we're aware, the puppies were fighting. The owner had left my mum with the dogs and my nephew and had gone off somewhere, even though my mum had raised concerns about them. His direction to my mum, as we understand it, was if the puppies were fighting, that she needed to put a broom in there and distract the puppies with the broom, like run it over the floor, like shake it, to get the puppies' attention so they stopped fighting with each other and they chased the broom. And from our understanding, it was at this point my mum was attacked.
So it's Esther Martin's daughter Sonia. Let's have a look at the current law on bullies and see exactly what the law says. So it's changed and it's tighter now, particularly in England and Wales. And let's have a look. So in England and Wales, you need to have a certificate. You've also got to have insurance and microchip for your XL bully. And crucially, when it's out and about, a muzzle and a lead as well. The lead, the muzzle, certificate, microchip, insurance. There's quite a lot there that you need to, and it's caused fury. So here we have a picture of XL bully owners who gathered en masse in a huge meet-up with children to prove the dogs are still safe. This is before the law came in. The problem is, you asking the question, what even is an XL bully? How do you define it? The government has tried this definition: large, broad head, certain height, low set tail, medium length, glossy and smooth. The muscling is really important with a broad chest, and the neck is muscular and slightly arched. The problem is this, that there are lots of people who own dogs that have a bit of that, and they're not sure whether they're exempt or not. So for you, Peter, my understanding is you just would identify the XL bullies and cull them.
Cull them, kill them, make them extinct. Simple as that. Get rid of them. They're a danger. They're a rampant danger. They're bred because of their aggression.
Even if a family has an XL bully and it's never hurt anyone?
You'll have to get another dog.
Let's talk to Elena in London. Are you an XL bully owner, Elena?
Yes, I am, yeah.
What do you say to what Peter said?
I think we can't have a mass cull. It's not possible, nor is it feasible. And we have already seen the spread and surge of depression this has caused, not just to us as owners, but throughout the veterinarian community, the rescues and DLOs who actually do have compassion, never mind the police. We're seeing a lot more crime in the more poverty-stricken communities, and with World War III on the horizon, it's just not doable.
Eleanor, I don't understand what the whole bits and pieces you put together there. Why is it, if it's doable, why not do it?
Is what doable?
Well, Peter's just said you cull them, right? I'm saying, what's the argument against that?
Because the ban itself doesn't go far enough. The ban hasn't seen anything change positively. It's not provided any form of support to genuinely responsible owners. XLs it's a slang term for a ban dog. It's not, all the ban has done is scrutinise a breed that's being held responsible for something that's not true to life at all.
Oh, so how many XLs have you? Oh, this is your picture of you here, is it, Eleanor?
Yeah.
Okay, so Peter, why kill Eleanor's dog?
Because they are a mixed breed that were originated from America, and they were bred for their aggressive, their attacking traits. OK, that dog might be great around the home, but essentially it was bred to attack. And so many people, unfortunately, use these dogs as ego extensions, and they use them in connection with criminality, drug dealing, and simply a fright.
Eleanor, do you recognise that in your dog, a hunting element?
No, not at all. My dog has not 1 ounce of aggression. And we have seen a lot of other dog attacks that aren't being highlighted in the media. Other breeds, the German Shepherds, the Jack Russells, it's very biased, focusing on a mixed breed that gets killed before it's even assessed.
OK, Eleanor, thank you so much. All I can say is that the government says they are disproportionately to blame for dog attacks. What do you make of it, Marina? Because you've had staffies before.
I've had staffies before. This is why I think it's not as straightforward as Peter maybe would like it to be, is that like that dog there, Eleanor's dog, you can tell, it's the way a dog is raised, right? So if they are bought by people to be a weapon, they will be raised to be aggressive and whatever. But Eleanor's
and yours
dog,
weren't. Yours were heavy, muscled dogs, which could be dangerous if they had a temper, but they didn't.
No, so I had two staffies, and they were absolutely lovely, but one was a few years younger than the other, and the only time there was any trouble between the two of them, never with anyone else, and I had one of them till she was 14 and she died last year, was when they were competing for Alpha Dog, and that was the point where they would fight each other. Never anyone else, fight each other.
So you had to break up fights?
I had to break up maybe 3 fights, and it's awful. If you hear these dogs, which is why I understand the concern about needing to ban them, because when these dogs do go, they go, and the sound they make.
And you had an incident in the park?
I did have an incident in the park. I was on my own. I was walking both the dogs, very strong, balls of muscle, and they started fighting, and I had to separate them. It was like grown, big, beefy men. No one would get involved. No one would help me. And on my own, I had to stop it.
How do you do that?
So there's 2 ways you can stop a dog fight. One of them is when they lock their jaws, there's a gap between their jaws. So you can put your finger in and press their tongue down, and it makes them release their jaws. The other way, it depends how desperate you are, is you pop something or a finger up the bottom, and they release.
Did that work?
Yes. I imagine it would stop humans fighting as well.
Well, I would imagine a bullet would work and all.
So you really think you just can't, even a well-behaved dog can't be kept safe?
I don't blame anybody who ran away from that scene that Marina's just painted in the park. I really don't. Truly frightening, I should imagine.
It is.
Unless you had a weapon to deal with the dogs, it would be scary, because of course they wouldn't attack you. Or a finger, yeah. Dan in Suffolk, hi.
Hello.
What do you think, Dan? Because Peter thinks we should just cull these bullies.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. You should have them strictly retrained for the forces, military, police, MI5, that sort of deal, because it's the dog. Are you going to get rid of cats because they scratch you?
No, scratch is different from killing, Dan.
Yes. However, they claw in fecal stuff, and they're bacteria that could kill you, eventually in the long run.
Yeah,
However,
but Dan, it is. I understand where you're coming from, but it's about impact, right? So if someone like Eleanor mentioned Jack Russell, if a Jack Russell bites you, it's not going to kill you. But these dogs have got so much power. The reason this has been discussed is because when they bite, they can kill.
The military and the police do not want these dogs. If they were any good for those uses, they would have commissioned them years ago.
I don't know. How would you go about training these dogs to be in MI5, Dan? Because they're not exactly going to be deporting themselves in a secret way.
I don't know. I haven't thought about how MI5 would be. I'm not into the dog training. It's just the idea of not killing the dog.
Yep.
I mean, if the dog kills somebody,
else.
then yes, kill that dog, right? But if it's a dog that's been in the middle of an attack or something, then it's not. It's not the dog's fault. It's how it was trained. It's just retrain the dogs.
I hear you. So it's a job of work, but maybe it's better than killing them. Thank you very much, Dan. We don't know. In this case, we don't know, by the way, that they're XL bullies. We are told by the daughter of the woman who was killed that they are. And were because they've been destroyed. And then the second question will be, did the owner have an exemption certificate and the stuff that I mentioned there? Because if he didn't have the insurance and the microchip and the certificate, then he's going to be in a bit of bother.
The thing you've got here is the people that are going to, the type of people, the wrong uns that are going to use these dogs as weapons will not care about certificates or bans or anything like that, which is why this needs to be thought through properly.
Yeah, but you say that, but actually often the case that when somebody has a dangerous dog, it kills a member of their own family. Now, no matter how much of a so-called wrong-un you are, you don't want that to happen. So, OK, now more calls on whether we need to cull XL bully dogs. And Patrick's in Bristol. What do you make of this idea? Have we simply round them up and cull them, Patrick?
Well, Jeremy, the quite simple thing is how many breeds of dog are we actually going to cull before people realise that it's not actually working? A few years ago, it used to be Staffordshires, then it's bulldogs, you've had Alsatians have killed people. These dogs, which at the moment are attacking people, nobody seems to know why. They are obviously very dangerous, but if they're muzzled, and I don't just mean the XL bully dogs, I mean all dogs, especially when they're outside, they should be kept on leads and they should be walked with a muzzle on.
All dogs?
Yeah, all dogs.
What about because the trouble is that this guy didn't muzzle them in the house, so far as we know, and it's in the house that the dog's killed. So,
well, obviously, there's a problem somewhere with his actual training of his dog.
Well, slightly.
And you can't blame the dog for not being trained correctly. As your man pointed out earlier on, these dogs should be trained, unless they're going to be bought as puppies. If they're bought when they're a year or 2 years old and not been trained for anything, apart from nothing at all, then obviously they're going to do as they please.
Thank you, Patrick, very much.
They're just like children.
Thank you. Got it, Patrick. Thank you. This guy had 6 puppies, we understand. We aren't naming him because he's, it's a whole legal process now with the police. 6 puppies, and gave the mother-in-law instructions to keep them apart with a broom, Peter.
When they were fighting.
Yeah.
Yet another very strong argument for my position. And with all due respect to the callers, no one has put forward any kind of suggestion that gets anywhere near solving this problem, which is killing people.
Angela in Greater Manchester, what do you think of just a mass cull of XL bullies?
Hi, Jeremy. Good morning. Well, I'm a dog groomer and have been for 20 years, and I can assure you I've been bitten by Yorkshire Terriers. I don't think a mass cull is a good idea at all. It's going to be difficult to police the existing rules as they are, check up on people, whether they've got the necessary documentation, whatever. I don't have a bully, by the way. I've got a little Shih Tzu. I did go on a march in support of these people.
Did you?
And there was... Yeah, in Manchester a few weeks ago.
So you went on a march in support of people who said that XL bullies shouldn't have special rules?
No, it just says save our breed. It was against euthanasia, really. And the people there, I was surprised. I expected a lot of trouble, possibly. But there was young, old, disabled. And there was a lady there with the dogs weren't there. There was 1 or 2 dogs hanging around, but they were told not to bring all the dogs.
Yeah.
And it was well organised. There was no trouble. And we were asked to bring a rose in commemoration of the ones that had already been killed. The problem is I've heard that dogs are being... I've seen pictures online of dogs being burnt alive because people are really taking the venom out onto the dogs.
Well, I hope
Trust
not.
me, Jeremy, but they're not all the same. If somebody said to me, let's kill all Shih Tzus, that's my baby, he's my life. And there's a lady in a wheelchair there, and she said, it's her companion, it's all she's got. They're not all the same, but if you've got a young lad that's cutting their ears and trimming their ears down and kicking them about, breeding them,
Terrible.
taking them off the mother when they're only 4 or 5
Well,
weeks
I don't know, actually. Yeah. All right, just breathe. Give me a moment here. OK, because it's different. Being attacked by a Shih Tzu is not the same as being attacked by an XL bully, is it, Angela?
No, I'm just relating it to the fact of feelings towards my dog, not the size of my dog.
I see.
It's just that some dogs are family to some people. The young boys that use them as status symbols, it just disgusts me. They don't deserve a dog. They don't train them. They kick them around to make them tough. I agree.
Well,
obviously, you know what.
So I don't know what Angela. Tell Peter what's wrong with his idea, because he's still saying you've got to cull them.
And you can't kill indiscriminately. You're taking a family member away.
You're taking a family member away, Peter.
But what do we do then, Angela, to those dogs that you've just talked about that are owned by young men who do not train them, and those dogs are dangerous? What do we do in those circumstances?
In a sentence, Angela.
Dogs?
In those circumstances, I agree totally with you.
OK, thank you. Thank you. Ian in Blackpool, hi.
Oh, hello, Jeremy.
What do you think of Peter's idea? Cull them.
Well, I think, yes, definitely, they should be destroyed. I think...
But all of them?
Well, to be frankly honest, I think I know they put a ban and they need all these permits and they need to be monitored, but I think that's too soft. I think they completely shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in this country. They're horrible. They're vile. They're like devil. They're devil dogs.
Devil dogs. Thanks, Ian. Heidi in Warwickshire. Hi.
Hello, good morning.
What about culling them?
I think if a dog attacks, then it has to be put to sleep. No doubts about it. But culling a whole load of dogs won't solve the problem. I said to your presenter that I've not had a dog for 30 years now. I have British Shorthair cats, indoor cats. But my dog, when we had twice had to have medical treatment. Once was by a Jack Russell, and we ended up falling down a hole trying to stop it. And the other one was a Rottweiler, which was
Your
very
dog was
nasty.
attacked by a Jack Russell and you fell down a hole?
Yes.
Wow.
Really hurt us.
What sort of dog do you have, Heidi?
I don't have a dog anymore. We have British Shorthair cats.
But Heidi, your argument about do something after a dog has attacked, it's too late. It's far too late. It will have attacked and possibly
When
killed.
you don't know,
You've got to get in front of this problem.
Please, you really don't know how something can react.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the
all the
thing.
more reason
That's
to
the
cull
thing.
it.
Thanks, Heidi. Elaine in West Lothian, what do you think?
Hi, Jeremy. I think we can't have a cull on these dogs. Peter, I love you. I've been your biggest fan. I've watched you since I was a kid. But we can't have a total cull. These dogs that attack, fair enough. But if you think these XL bullies are bad, you wait till you see what's coming next. They're already arranging it. Cane Corsos are coming.
What?
They have the bite force of a lion.
What, Russell?
A cane Corso.
A cane?
It's a mastiff type dog.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
it's probably my Scottish accent.
No, I didn't. I couldn't hear the breed, actually. Some
sort of mastiff?
A mastiff cane cross.
A cane Corso. It's not a cross, it's a full mastiff breed. They have the bite force of a lion.
But Peter's point is, why would anyone... it's like saying people should keep lions as pets. Why would you want that in your house, Elaine?
Well, my boyfriend has one. He's had it since it was 8 weeks old. And I have a Lhasa Apso.
And you wouldn't want that to be culled?
I wouldn't. Well, I'm scared that thing's going to cull my dog, to be honest.
OK, Elaine, thank you. Joshua in Lincolnshire, hi.
Yeah, hiya.
What about a cull?
I don't agree with it at all, if I'm being honest with you, Jeremy, mate. I've got an XL bully sat next to me. He's sat here snoring his head off. I've got 3 younger sisters, and one of them's got learning disabilities, and he's basically a therapy dog. She'll come round and she'll lay with him for hours on end, and they'll just sit there and cuddle. I think it's terrible that all XL bullies are getting put under the same branch in that sense.
What about that, Peter? Joshua's sister uses an XL bully as a therapy dog.
I don't want Joshua's sisters or Joshua or anybody else to come to any harm. The fact of the matter is the breed of dog that he owns are disproportionately dangerous. So once I've culled his dog, I'll happily buy him another one of some other breed.
Thank you, Joshua. Thanks for all your calls.